quarantine. Everybody in this world is who he is because of his thoughts. How you think and how you look at things, how you interpret them in your mind, that is the person you are. You can never be better than that. So we are discussing a lot of the power of thought today. And any one of us and every one of us who is going to listen keenly to what we are going to discuss, within a period of 5 months, you will never be the same person again. You might look the same, but you'll be different because what is in you is what makes you different. You have to have the power of attracting masses of people to work with you. And our mission, as we look at Novatech, is number one, to tell you that for those of us who have lost a lot of money in scams, I congratulate you for having lost that money. Because if you didn't lose that money, probably we will not be here with you. You will be somewhere in Dubai or Seychelles enjoying yourself. But you are here so that you can learn, so that you can pass it to others. The scams which made you lose money, most of them did not require you to only invest. They required you to bring in people. We have a business called Novatech, where you are not supposed to bring anyone, so unless you feel it's necessary that you help somebody else or later. In fact, anybody you invite to Novatech, people have got a tendency of thinking that this time round we are assisting them. Why? Because we can do without them. You can invest your money here and your money works for you. Are we together? I came here with $500 and today $500 on one account and $300 on the other account. That was 2019. And today I'm trading on over 24 million and I've not added a lot of money from outside. What have I done? The money has multiplied itself. Do I need anybody? Because every Friday we are paid, like this week. Friday, I saw 350 in one account and the 320 on one account is in that almost 700,000. What do I need? Do I need to call somebody to come and work with me? So I want you to look at it like if you are here having been invited by anyone, that person loves you. And that person wants to help you. Are we together? In fact, when you make money, because I believe and I trust you're going to make money. When you make money, you need to just take yourself to one of the showrooms and buy a small car or a big car and take it to that person. Tell him that this is much I love you because you took me to a place where I'm making money and I just want to say thank you. And that's how they are doing it in other countries. It's only in Kenya where you bring somebody and he tells you that you need to buy me a car. Why? Because I'm under you. So, you have to learn the secrets on how to attract people, and the big numbers you get is what will create your wealth. But now, there are two things here we need to learn. How do you easily get to become attractive? How do you become attractive? And listen keenly, because I'm going to tell you a few of the things which once we do them, next time we are doing an event, and probably we are 3-4 months from today, some of you will be smiling. For you to attract people so that you can create wealth, you must have the right information in your mind on what can make you look extraordinary so that people can be attracted by what you say when you open your mouth. Are we together? Yes. Do you think what you say when you open your mouth can attract a lot of people? You can answer that one yourself only. Nobody else can answer that. But I want to tell you this. Majority of people in the world have gone through formal education, and that is where you are told, go to school, keti kwa vitabu mzuri sana, pass all the papers so that you can get a good job. That's very good. But I will tell you one thing. After we go through that system, which is called formal education, if we do not go out of the box and add knowledge on the relationship between human being and money, and that is personal development, I can tell you we'll mark time until we are 80 years and we are taken back home to Karachuoyo for burial. Tuko pamoja. The secret is, and is what I'm going to talk about today, the system of education we have does not make us attractive at all, because if you went to school and you've learned on the number of heartbeats, alafu hiyo ni moja, ile ingine umesoma ukajua kwamba two longest rivers, Limpopo and Nile, hizo zote umesoma, and then you also that the insect can be three parts, kuna head, kuna hii ingine unajua vile inaitwa, kuna ile ingine ya mwisho. Now when you cram and pass an exam and you get a job, because they will be looking for somebody who pass an exam, have you made yourself attractive to people? Can you open your mouth and talk about the longest river is River Nile? Do you think people will come to you? Now, let's look at it clearly. It is more in Africa, where when people go to school and they pass exams, when they walk on the streets, they think everybody is seeing the certificate they carry in their boxes. You know, they want to place them on the face. Don't you know, I've got 3 degrees. It is only in Africa. There are people who don't even produce them. Why? Because, in fact, some of them lost them intentionally. When I learned what I know in 2012, I lost mine. I don't know what I was doing, but I was asked one day by my daughter, "Daddy, do you have certificates?" And I told her I lost all of them. Because when you have a certificate, you might be tempted to look for a job. But you know, ukipoteza kwa ukweli, ukipoteza au uchome, you will know and believe in who you are, because they will buy you and not the certificate. Are we together? So, we have to become attractive. We have to go for specialized knowledge. Specialized knowledge and not general knowledge. You know, with general knowledge is very good. Why? Because it will give you a living. And before you get to know how to read a lot into financial intelligence, you will still be working for your boss. And that is through what is called a JOB. Journey of broke. I know you know it. You will definitely stick here before you get to learn on how to live like other people. But the moment you get out of college and you come across a destiny helper, the people who brought you here today, we call them your destiny helper. Because some of you from today will never be the same again. And we only want to change the inside of you. We want to change the way you think. And that is the most important thing. Having said that, for you to get to specialized knowledge, you must then have what is called self-education. And for you to be on general education, you must be into what is called the normal curricula of education, which gives us a scholastic, a lot of papers with you, and being a professional, an engineer, a doctor, and others. Anything I'm placing here does not attract people. And that is why majority of Africans are poor, and the people from the Asian countries as well. But when you talk of America, they specialize here, and that's why most of them are rich. I will not take long, and that's why I'm being very, very brief. I want to talk about the mother and father of financial education is a gentleman by the name Robert Kiyosaki. And Robert Kiyosaki wrote one book in the beginning, and that book was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he talked more about how he became a pilot in the Vietnamese War. And then he was not excited that he had to be present flying a jet to bombard people, finish them, so that he can be paid end of the month. And he decided to resign. And when he resigned, he came home and the mother told him that, I want you to be a doctor. And the father also wanted him to be very educated. Why? Because the father was the senior most person in the education system of Hawaii. That island, you know it. So you know Hawaii? Yes. 2,000 kilometers in the sea, but it was taken over by America because we're going to move. It's one of their states. The father was the head of education, but in the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, the father is the poor dad. And it's a real book. He's written exactly everything 100%. But he had a very close friend of his, and his name was Michael. Michael's father had not formal education, nothing. He had almost zero. He only went to college he paid $200. Kwenda kusoma maneno ya biashara, how to earn money and subtract, nothing else. But he owned all the beaches of Hawaii, the land where the beach hotels were built, belonged to that man. And Robert Kiyosaki's father told him, I think if you do not want to continue with education, you can go and meet your friend's father and let him coach you on money, because that's what you want. But before he left, in class, they were given frogs in the laboratory class to dissect. And I know you have also been there. I was there myself. And then he called the teacher and asked him, Sir, as we dissect these frogs, does it have any relationship with money after we finish college? And the teacher looked at the boy and said, no. Then, sir, I don't think this is the right thing. Because me, I came to learn on how to make money. I didn't come to learn on how to dissect frogs. And that is how he was very, yani ni wale watoto wanakusumbua. How do you manage ulimwengu? Ushakuona watu wanafukuzwa shule. Sababu alikuwa mang'aa. Look at what they are doing today. They are the one pushing the big cars. Na wewe ulikuwa mtiifu. Ni sawa tu, endelea na kuwa mtiifu. Lakini don't be mtiifu with your employer until you are 60, because you die poor. If you are still working today, I'm telling you, money left offices a while ago. Money is in the streets. Na kama bado unaenda kila morning kusema yes, look at yourself. So I want to say just a few things about the relationship between the two. Anybody world over who has got some extra amount of money and can enjoy holidays and drive good-looking cars, that person must have gone out of the normal way of education and learned something called self-education. But they never say. They never say. In 2012, when I came to the industry of leveraging, and that is personal development, and I started reading the books which were recommended to me by my mentors. I got 5 mentors and they were all Americans. And they told me one thing, that if you want to earn the kind of figures you see us making, 100 million a month, they were making, some of them. When you talk in terms of 100 million a month to a Kenyan, sometimes they look at you because they think you're not telling the truth. But it is true. Believe you me. And you're going to make that money here in Novatech. I want you to start listening on how that money is going to come. I will not dwell on a lot of things, but I want to just say the exact things which I was given, which made me have a change of who I am. And number one, I was told that you can never become anyone if you cannot be of value to another human being. What value addition do you offer to other people? Are you sure if you walked around town and said that there is something you want to go and do, people who would hear your name and that you are doing something would wake up to follow you? Are you sure? If you want us to believe in that, please, you must have extra information in your mind, which many people will not have. And you cannot tell us that You have studied so many laws, including law of Archimedes, Newton's law. Hizo zote zile za kurusha vitu juu na kuja chini. Even if you didn't go to class, we know definitely if I throw this thing up, it will come down. So that physics of yours, keep it to yourself. We want to coach you on what many people don't have, and that is human mind consists of 3 different parts, sections. And those sections are number 1 is called conscious mind. And number 2 is called subconscious mind. And number 3 is called the super mind. Oh, it's called the super mind. This is subconscious mind, and this is a conscious mind. Please, wealth is hidden here. How? Here, it will use the 5 senses, which you know very well. Which one? Number 1? Eyes. That is a sight, seeing. Yes. The other one?
Smell.
Yes. Thank you. When you capture information through the 5 senses, they all are forwarded. That information is forwarded to your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is like still water in a tank. It doesn't move, and it doesn't reject anything. Chochote unatupa ndani ya akili yako inasema yes. Whatever you drop there, the inner mind says yes. Keep on dropping, yes. But then, it is very normal for human beings to only capture the dirty things. And if you want to know, that is why newspapers are selling. If you did a picture of somebody, probably naked, na mtu mwingine akiwa nyuma yake akikimbia because walipatikana, hiyo gazeti itanunuliwa na kila mtu, na utapata kwa streets kila mtu wako hapo. Iko hiyo gazeti nione, hata mimi nataka kuona. You know, is it true? And that is how they sell newspapers. That is how they sell information. 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock news. Kama unataka watu wasikize, sema ya kwamba na by 9 o'clock tutakuwa na Paul Muite. Those days tutakuwa na Paul Muite kwa news, atakuja kuhojiwa. Those days wakati wa Moi, because Paul Muite alikuwa anamuoppose. Kwa hivyo watu wanajua hapo ni kivumbi. Isn't it? That's how people used to sell information. But now, creating wealth is very different, because that information people collect and dump there, the more times you repeatedly take it there every now and then the infinite intelligence, which is the super mind, examines on what you are telling yourself, and when it finds that you are telling yourself that, it tells the world on your behalf, this is who this person is, and you become that person. Are we together?
Yes.
And that is why people in the developed world, and especially in the United States, they will have a motivational speaker even from pre-unit, and those speakers are paid dearly. Why? Because the government wants to produce the right material so that they can have people who know who they are. Because majority of people in countries and worlds like Africa, where they find it an expense to pay a motivational speaker, majority of them, what they capture into the mind is that. But when you have a motivational speaker who comes to speak to you, he will start telling you, don't capture most of this information. Please, see what to allow to land into your inner mind. You have to chunga ujue ile inapita peke yake. It's something which has got value for you and the other people. And when nature realizes what you are doing is to sieve the chaff and throw it away, then allow only small few good things into your mind, then nature tells the world that you are a person of value. And that is why some of you, if you have never known, utapata ya kwamba utapatia salesman kama huyu wa insurance na mwingine wawili, and you give them the same policy, the same value, and you give them a week to go and sell. Na yule ambaye alikuwa ameelezwa vitu kama zile ninasema leo atauza more than 50 policies in a week, na huyu mwingine atakwambia ako na promises the following week ya kuuza ya kwanza. Why? Because people buy your mind, people buy how you think. It's not a product you are holding. You can hold it. Nobody buys it. So you have to make yourself valuable to the market. You have to make sure that everybody in the market knows who you are and know your value, and that value will never be known. Guys, for me to get to know the few things I'm telling you, I was told that learn how to be quiet. Don't speak a lot. Do listening more than talking. And majority of people who talk more, if you follow them, you'll find that number one, they are tenants. Number two, they don't have anything. Number three, they're noise makers. If you are walking by the street and you hear somebody making a lot of noise, follow him. Mwambie akuonyeshe kwake ni wapi na ako na nini, hana chochote. Lakini mostly wale watakuwa wamenyamaza na kazi yao ni kusema yes, okay, utafuata huyo mtu ushangae. Empty things make what? Guys, I want to jazz your tin by telling you this. Nobody ever became a millionaire without reading the following book. Number one, Think and Grow Rich. Think and, by who? Napoleon Hill. Please, from today, and one day you will come and tell me that this guy told us that if you want to be rich, start by doing this. And lock yourself in your house, not listening to news. Unless you want to be a politician, and if you are one, good enough, be a politician. Lakini, still learn how to talk to people by reading what I'm telling you. Because hata kama hujui, utaongea nini? Number one. Number two, the power of positive thinking. By who? Norman Vincent Peale, and this is the book. Before you leave today, make sure that you collect enough books. When I'm in Nigeria, any training like this, I sell more than 200 books, but in Kenya, it's hardly to sell 10 books. In fact, when they move 4 or 3, that day kumekuja watu wengine, sio wale wa kawaida. Na siku moja utakuja kuniambia, when you get rich, utaniambia that guy alitusomea akatuambia tusirudi kusoma Abbott. Abbott unasoma tu kama I don't know. You remember that book? Abbott. Silikuwa inasoma kwa physics hapa. Waliwacha. Number 3. The business of 21st century. By who? Robert Kiyosaki himself. Robert Kiyosaki. And finally, number 4. The business of 21st century, I think there are so many in the car here. So, this book talks more about how you will never be rich unless you work with people. It's here. The business of 21st century by Robert Kiyosaki. This book is what I was just about to touch. And I didn't continue much, but it talks about human mind. How what you tell your mind is what you become. Utashindwa, mbona watu wengine wako na pesa na wengine hawana? The mind. The mind. Everything. Hao ni vijana wa matajiri. Because wamenunua something to just make noise for you to recognize it. Yao wanapita. They might not need to read these books. Lakini watoto wao wanaweza kuwa na problem. Wao wako bahati because baba zao wako na do na wana enjoy. Lakini sasa watoto wao watakula huu. Unaona hii? This book takes and it talks about your mind. And your mind is the most valuable thing ever in the world. And if you want to know somebody how he thinks, look at what he owns. Because those who think much about their future, they know how to ask for what they want, and they will never be poor. Nimesema the last book? Oh, how to win friends and influence people. How to win friends and influence people. And that is by somebody called Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie. Those are 4 books which I read every now and then since 2012. And they made me at least climb the ladder of success to some level where there are not many people and there is more oxygen. Up here, there is more oxygen than down there. Because huko chini, kila mtu amejaza, wengine walikuwa wanakunywa jana, wote mnakanyanga hapo chini. Lakini ukipanda kidogo, unapata hewa tofauti. And our mission is to start looking at how we can climb the ladder. Having said that, I will not dwell on this much. I first want to go direct to what my brother was talking about. And that is Forex trading. I know we got some traders here, but I will not go into detail. I will just say a bit of it, but what I say is the most important because you need not know too many things to succeed. And number 1 is, Forex trading started in the years of 1800, and it was being done by exchanging products for products from one country to another. Those years when there was no fiat money, there was no currency you could touch and exchange. There was nothing like paper money, there was nothing like coins, and those are the years of 1800. And what used to happen was, countries which used to have more of one product than the other country, they would exchange, and that was barter trade, and that is the beginning of Forex trading. Number 2, about 240 years ago, the first fiat money was created by somebody by the name Rothschild. And that is 240 years ago, and he was in the UK, lived in the United Kingdom, but an Israelite. He's a Jew. He still remains the richest family man in the world. Rothschild family, they are worth more than $500 trillion. But when you are told about the richest man, you are told Elon Musk is worthy about how much? You guys are not in the news of money, news of politics. Elon Musk, roughly how much? Ida, Linus. The richest man was Bill Gates at one time, when he was worth about 160 billion. This guy is gone beyond 200 billion. Now, the truth of the matter is, the people we are told are the richest are not. The richest man is hidden, and he's Rothschild. But you need not know much about him because he's very powerful. So, you just need to know that he's rich, but he's the one who started fiat money. And when fiat money came into being, it started now working differently. You are not going to exchange products for products from country to country. What will you be doing? You'll be exchanging the currency for each country. Rothschild sent his boys to every continent among the 5 continents you know. And when they got to every continent, the sons, they created a central bank for every country. And every country was advised on how to create their own currency. Are we together? And that's how they started then the issue of what you call forex trade in terms of one currency against another. And that is what our brother was showing us here. He called it bulls and, before he sat down, he had got it to bulls and Right? Now, this is the hard currency in the world. It's called what? US dollar. You need this currency anytime you are flying all over the world. Why? Because you must use it to go and change it with the currency of the country where you go. Because you cannot survive in other countries unless you have the currencies of that country. Are we together? And if that is so, then you are in good business. Why? Because forex trading is a must-do business, whether you like it or not. Now, okay, in the US dollar, yes, not about then, when you get to Hong Kong, you use Hong Kong what? Dollar, isn't it? And when you get to Philippines, you use Philippines what? Filipina. I want you to understand the business we are doing today is legit. We are in the business of exchanging this money for money. And then when you get to South Africa, you get what? So that you can get a room to sleep in and get food. And when you get to China, you get what? Yeah. Chinese what? Yuan. Yuan, not yen. Yuan. And when you get to Zambia, you get Zambian what? There are many. Let me just get to that. Now, having said that, I want you to start understanding that the business we are in today, tupende tuspende, tutafanya tuachie watoto. Na kama utakuwa na account ambayo inakulipa 10 million by the time you are leaving, ni kuambia watoto wako wawili watatu, hii mtakuwa mnalipwa, lakini if you find yourself going to the ages of 210 years, you better tell the office, I want this account to be run by my 3 sons, and this one is the one who is going to be in charge. Atakuwa anapea wengine. Hiyo ni siri nakupatia leo. If there's anything you are doing, you do it, but get money there and bring it here. Because forex trading is a real business. So anytime you are crisscrossing countries, you must change money, and when you are changing that money, that is the trade. How? If you go to a bank today, na uko na dola, unataka kununuliwa, sio? Watakununulia kwa 97 Kenya shillings. Lakini if you go to a forex bureau, next, watakupatia kwa 117 Kenya shillings. Na hawa wamekupatia wakiwa serious. Na hawa wanakupatia wakiwa serious. Na kila mmoja wao anatengeneza pesa. Just see the difference. There's a lot of money. That is the kind of money we are talking about. Every time the company trades on your behalf, it's changing money for money. And these kind of differences are there. And a lot of money is made. So I want you to start understanding. Then there are 2 ways of trading, exchanging money. You can do it as a retail trader. The retail trader is a small trader who trades on small monies like 50,000, 100,000, maybe 1 million, maybe 10 million. Who you? It's still very small money. And you're going to know it when you stay in Novatech for long. Me, I'm on my 4th year. So when I'm on my 4th year, I can tell you, currently, my dream is to trade on 100 million. I'm now about 25 million. But I want to go to 100 million, and I'm going to get there, in fact, before the end of the year. How? Because money starts now following you. A time is going to come when money will be coming. That time is coming. And I'm excited to be with you here. I hope in case I go till late, some of you are going to withstand and remain here with me. But wale wanataka kwenda mtaenda. Nitawachwa na wengine. Mbona mnajua, when Jesus was with the disciples, he kept on telling them one thing, that he did not like crowds. And one day he was followed by 70 of them. You know, he stopped and asked them, excuse me, why are so many of you following me? Is it because nilipatia watu samaki na ile ingine? Ilikuwa ni mkate. Akauliza, is it the reason? Wakanyamaza. You know, people are fond of keeping quiet. Then akawaambia, I'm only excited to know that you can be in a position to take my flesh. And if you know you cannot take my flesh, then you should not be with me. And when Jesus talked about my flesh, they did not understand that he meant to get to understand the gospel. According to them, they thought, nikumesa blood yake. You don't take my flesh. And then they ran away, all of them. Who was left behind? The disciples. Why? Because they knew what he meant. I want you today to understand the business you are in, and that is forex trading. And once you understand it very well, I'm telling you, you will never have issues with lack of finance anymore. And having said that, when you are a retail trader, and that is number one, you trade on small amounts of money, and nobody controls you, so you have, the choice is yours. You can trade on 100% of your entire trading capital. Anybody who is a trader, nobody controls you. You can trade with all the money you have. Na tena unachukua za wenyewe na ujui. Na unachukua unaambia I'm going to trade on your behalf. Na unachukua unaweka yote hapo. Unaweka 100%. Now, the results you get when you trade, this is number one. The results you get when you trade, they depend more not on your knowledge. No. It depends on international market forces. Na hii ndio inatuambia nini tulitengeneza last week na nini tutatengeneza tena. Hii inafanya hii. Linus, I need somebody to check on this. Anyway, I think I can also make it. Guys, any money you make in forex trading is not because you are a professional trader or not. Mostly you could be a professional trader, but it relies more on the international market forces. If something is happening wrong in the United States of America, in Japan, in Great Britain, in the countries which matter, in UK, then it affects your results negatively. And that's why we were told when Ukraine was attacked by Russia, that week most of the traders, small traders, were wiped out. Why? Because the market forces were not in our favor. So if you are a small trader and you are trading on this amount of monies and you are trading on everything, when the market forces are good and the trading takes place Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. When market forces are positive, and then negative here, you will make money if you are a small trader. But on this particular day, you will lose everything because you are exposing everything to the market. Now, Kimi, listen to this. Number one, the other type of trading in forex is called number two, broker. And that is trading on billions. These are huge traders. And for you to be a trader in terms of a broker, you must be registered by authorities within your region. You can never be allowed to become a foreign trade broker unless you are registered. And for you to be registered like in Kenya, you must initially show that your bank balance is to the tune of 15 million and above, and that does not mean that you are going to be trading on 15 million. It's just to say that you can be considered. You can be considered to become a broker. And then after that, when you start now trading, you will be required to trade on billions as a broker. And in most cases, you will trade on other people's money. In most cases, you trade on other people's money. And when you trade, you are restricted on the amount of money you expose to live trading. Are we together? Please, if you want to understand this business very well, understand the trades where the markets are controlled, because that's the most important thing. You are not supposed to trade on 100% of people's money, although it could be your money, if you're that lucky. So, maximally, you cannot go beyond 10% of people's trading capital. If you go to Google today, and you search on Google the richest industry in the world, utaambiwa ni forex trading. And that is why everybody is trying to go to forex trading, and they are losing, but they will never give up. Why do you think it's like so? The amount of money changing hands at the airports, as you land, you must change money, because you can't enter into another country without their money. When you're crossing Busia and Malaba, you must change that money into Uganda shilling, so that you can be allowed to go to Kampala and get a room, or get food, or purchase clothes at Awino. I know you know. So you know Awino Market? Yeah. Sile Kampala? Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. Now, when you go to Tanzania through Isebania and Namanga, you must have the money. Now, every part of the world behaves like that. And when you're flying, as we talk right now, there are thousands of millions of flights taking off and others landing, and they are changing money. And it's a must. If you check on the ships waiting to be loaded in China with products to bring to Africa, to take to United States and other places, I can tell you for free, there are thousands and thousands of ships. All those ships, I can tell you again and again, all those ships, I can tell you for sure, they are not being paid in Kenya shillings or in any other currency. If you're getting the goods from China, you are paying China in Chinese yuan. If you're getting cars from Japan, you are paying Japan in. Now, the amount of money changing hands in a day in the industry of forex trading, in a day, turnover, is over $7 trillion. That is roughly 800 trillion Kenya shillings. What is the economy of Kenya? What is the budget of the country as per last year? How much? 3 to 4, isn't it? 3 to 4 trillion. And the money changing hands in a day in forex trading is over $700 trillion. No, $7 trillion, but 800 trillion Kenya shillings. It is the richest industry in the world. Upende usipende, you better just learn and be patient to learn and don't give up. People die poor because of giving up. If you want to be rich, this industry will make you very rich. You might not have a lot of money to start. You might even start with $200. That's about 25,000. Don't mind. Don't mind. Just be patient. Utapatana na mtu mmoja akwambia nimesikia kuna biashara inaitwa Novatech and I want to become a member. Do you know anybody who is a member? Useme myself I'm a member. Nakwambia nasiunipatie link. Aingie na 100 million. Unajua utalipwa ngapi? 60. Is it 60? 6 million. Because for every 10 million, because nimelipwa several times, for every 10 million mtu amejoin Novatech, for every 10 million mtu amejoin chini yako na amelipa 10 million, Novatech will say thank you. Mara ya kwanza na 600,000. Nilipewa. Na unajua nilikuwa na ngapi mimi? Nilikuwa nimeweka $500. Zione 60,000. Alafu they don't care how much you are putting, even $100. Na umeleta mtu wa 10 million, unapewa 600,000. Because this is not a scam. In a scam unaambiwa kama wewe umeingia na $100. Mtu mwingine akija na $200,000, huwezi lipwa. Why? Because yako iko chini. Sasa sio ni kunyang'anywa. Kwani wewe utatoa wapi hiyo? Sio ni kunyang'anywa. Yeah, because sio lazima mtu akuje na pesa chini yako, si akikuja na pesa iko juu yako unaambiwa huyo huwezi lipwa kitu. Ukitaka kujua scam, anzia hapo. Hiyo ni moja. Now, the amount of money changing hands in a day will tell you that forex trade is the richest industry in the world. And I just want you to start believing that if you have come to this industry, and if you can learn how to bring your brother and your sister and your sons you will definitely be rich. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Having said that, let me now place Novatech here. Novatech is a forex trade broker who is registered under the regulations of the United States with registration done in Florida and authorities of Europe with registration done in Estonia. So we have two different places, United States and Europe. Europe, Estonia, and United States, Florida. I just want you to understand that. Number two, when we are a forex trade broker, Novatech did not have billions. Who are the forex trade brokers we have in Kenya? If you go on Google, you'll get them. And number one of them is definitely the late Chris Kirubi, who makes about 400 million in a day. Jim Nabaru, James Mwangi of Equity, Kabogo of Gambo, Jimmy Wanji. Wale mnasikianga kwa news, alafu mnashindwa kwani mbona ndio wanakazwa tu kila wakati? Because they have money. Then Songo. Umpende usimpende, ingawa anaweza kuwa hakusoma sana hii nyingine, lakini hiyo nyingine alisoma sana. Na ile mzuri ni hiyo nyingine ya kusoma sana na iko na pesa. Kushinda hii nyingine ya vitabu nyingi. Do you know if you get to be interviewed, because I have been interviewed several, I will have people interview me when the books I've read are behind me. And all the interviews you've seen, every wealthy man is interviewed with books behind him. And hakuna moja ya physics ama biology. All of them are on personal development, the books I was giving you. Do you know why? Hakuna billionaire hana utajiri ya pesa za masomo kwa akili. Na hiyo ndio tunapigana na kila mtu hapa. Nimesema inatoka 1000. Kuna mwingine ataficha because anataka kwenda kukutana na mtu mwingine jioni, amnunulie samaki. Na samaki itaisha kwa tumbo kesho. Lakini when you buy a book and you read a book, haishi kwa kichwa and it changes who you are. Are we together? Having said that, Novatech was started way back in 2019, and I'm going to show you, I will show you when we created our first accounts. Right now, we are getting there. And Novatech was a creation out of another business we were doing before. And I'm going to show you that. For us to come to Novatech, we were in the business of mining bitcoins. What you call cryptocurrency is what we were mining. And we mined it across Africa. The lady called Cynthia Petion, met me one day when I was in Congo, Kinshasa. And I was just going to buy these funny things you're looking at. They are more than 100,000. Easy. They are real. Ukikutana na wizi atakwambia hii sikuachi. Ngoja wanajua. And I was in the business of just doing things like that. And one night this lady called me. How did she reach me? By divine power, not myself. Because she called me saa 8 usiku. Na nilikuwa sijalala. Why? Because I swear one day, and that is in 2012 when I came into the industry of network marketing, that I will never sleep earlier than 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. What will I be doing? Consuming what is contained in these books. From videos and the reading themselves. Every night. I never sleep earlier than 2 a.m. I know you know the time you sleep. I know you know. Don't tell us. But if you are in the habit of sleeping saa 3, saa 4, you can tell us you are most likely a tenant. Most likely a tenant. Because huwezi lala saa 3, saa 4 na ukawa na nyumba umenunua. Cheka tu. But the truth of the matter is, I want to open your mind today to start looking at why you've never bought a house. Na wale mko nazo na mmekaa hapa, I know you know the time to sleep. Sio hiyo wakati ya kuku. Because wakati ya kuku ni ya watu ambao wamewatch TV, wakaona Nigerian movie mbili, alafu saa 3 wakangoja wakasikia yule anaitwa nani? William Ruto amefly Meru. Alafu yule mwingine naye amefly Bungoma. Now after umesikia hiyo ndio unaenda kulala. Unasema wakati ya kulala imefika. But people who control the economy of the world, that is the time they are busy listening to what Oprah Winfrey is talking about, how she made her money, so that it can get into your mind how to create your wealth. Because the moment you listen to somebody who knows how to make money and who has made money, you definitely become like him. You can never find 5 thieves seated and you join them and effectively become the 60th one. You definitely become a thief. And I know you know it. And if you join 6 millionaires, you become the 7th millionaire. So what information are you doing before you sleep by night? Nani atakuwa wa MCA? Huyo tutamtoa. Alafu tunampeleka wapi? Na wewe yako utapewa gani? I meet so many people who keep on asking me, Mbele, unasimama kiti gani? You have assisted so many people. And I tell them, do I look foolish? I will help a lot more people than they do. But I will not do it because I need anybody's position. I will do it because I'm excited when I find somebody who didn't have, and I coach him on how to have, and I meet this person when he has it. I'm so excited. Wow. And having said that, when we started Novatech, Bitcoin was not doing very well in 2018. And I remember we had flown to our mining farms in China. We were in Hubei, Beijing. And after a short while in China, we moved to Europe. And we were mining in Czech Republic. I've got the pictures and the videos you can see. And when we were there, Bitcoin dropped from $20,000 per BTC to 3,000. And this was a little bit strange because you could not sustain a business you are doing when the Bitcoin was that high and now it dropped. So what did we do? We came together, and I'll show you when we are seated in Dubai. Do you have the one we looked at yesterday, Dubai? We will see us enjoying ourselves in Dubai, thinking, because when you are thinking, you need to be looking like you are relaxing. You cannot be sweating here and unakimbia kuchukua vitu zimemwagwa kule kwa matatu. Alafu unafikiria utafikiria. You need to be seated in a place where you think. And we sat there. And by God's grace, ideas came up that we should not separate. We are nationalities from all over the world. And we decided to put ourselves together again in a business which is not going to be moving up and down like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very volatile. And we took the US dollar, and that is trading in forex. And we discussed on doing one day that kila moja wetu, with the little money you have, we might not have as much money as Jim Nambaru and James Mwangi of Equity. But what you need to do is very simple. Kuja na ile uko naye, $30,000, $300. Kuja na your $100,000. Kuja na your $50,000. And then once we put it together, we create one of the deepest liquidity pools in the industry of forex trading, and that is Novatech. How did we do it? We brought in people with $300. We brought in people with $500. We brought in people with $2,500. These are the packages. We brought in people with $5,000. And we brought in people with $10,000. We brought in people with $25,000. And we brought in people with $100,000. And all these people were given different titles. And the titles are as follows, which you must have gone through if you are in Novatech. Ya kwanza, hawa tunawaita builder. Na hii ilichangiwa to $100 later because of Kenyans complaining that they didn't have money. Number 2, this is called bronze. I know you know. Then this is silver. The packages in Novatech. And then this is called gold. Then platinum. Then VIP. And then president. This is what we sat and came up with. Come with what you can afford. And then once we put these monies together, we want to do leveraging. And what is leveraging? Bring your mother, your father, your sister, your cousin, your uncle, your auntie. Ndio hao tunawaleta wakuje wasikie kama sisi. Why? Because for the last 4 years, I managed this early this year to dispose one of my assets, houses, that is nyumba. Nilidecide niuze moja ili inipatie pesa kama mwanaume, lakini sio hivyo ilikuwa mbeleni. Nyumba ni 110 million. Are we together? South Sea. Kwa wale mnajua Nairobi. South Sea, Bellevue. Karibu na Kenya Bureau sana. Na nyumba nikawa nataka kuuza 2019 karibu ishe. Kawa sipati watu. 2020 nature ikaleta kitu kingine, ilikuwa inaitwa maliza kila mtu. Si ndio ile mlikuwa mnaita corona. Nikajaribu kuuza nyumba, watu wakaniuliza, how sure are we that we are going to survive? How can we buy? We better die. And people did not die, all of them. That's why you are surviving like me. Now, wale wali survive early this year, one of them akaniambia lete hiyo nyumba. Nikapeana kwa 10 million. From January, every week I'm getting over 300,000 by God's grace. From Africa, 300,000. Then every week 300,000. Kama Friday, si ilikuwa jana. Si tutaiona tu saa hii 347,000. Last week ilikuwa 380,000. Na hiyo wiki nyingine ilikuwa 387,000. Sasa sio ni pesa inakuja kila wiki. Na nilikuwa hiyo nyumba nalipwa 50,000 a month. Tuko pamoja? If you are here and listening, I want you to listen how the whites make money when they are sleeping. Inanipatia over 300,000 every week, but I was getting 50,000 every month. So if you multiply 300 by 4, how much is that? Compare with 50,000. Na Mwafrika ako kwa 50,000 na atakwambia atakakipotea, nataka hapo tunakupotea. A man will come here and imagine I'm going to do it. Akienda kwa nyumba kidogo tu anaguza. What do you think about hiyo nyumba yetu ya milimani? Si tunapewa 60,000. Na tukifanya vile nimesikia wanaume ufanya, tupeane because ya milimani kama inapeana hiyo, lazima milimani is high class. Inatoka kitu maybe 15 million or 20 million. Sasa imetoka milimani. Na hapo the land itself ni private. So unauliza, can we do it? Utaulizwa kwanza kitu hapo imekuwa mzuri ama mbaya. And then you will be discouraged by who? By the person next to you in the house. So for me to succeed, I first did the business na nikaonyesha ya kwamba every week I'm getting more than $500,000. Yeah? $500,000 na watu hawalipi hiyo kwa mwezi, sio? Si mnajua? I know you know what you earn, don't tell us. But the truth of the matter is, aliniambia if unaweka pahali unawekanga hiyo nyingine inatoka kama hivi, tafadhali uza. Na nikaletea karatasi akaweka nini? Signature. Unajua nyumba siku hizi, if you want to be safe, don't buy a house in your name as a man. Hiyo tu ni kusema ya kwamba your sister wafukuze huyo mtu kama hauko. Your sister and your brother watafukuza huyo mtu kama hauko. Lakini wakijua umeandikisha kwa Mr. and the Mrs. wanakuongopa, wanajua wewe ni mwanaume. Na ndio tunawa protect hawa, because otherwise how do we take care of them? Si wewe uliwaleta kwa nyumba na mkapata hao wengine. Kwani hao wengine si unajua your brothers and your sisters watakuwa number 1 kumfukuza the following day. Toka hapa. So lazima ukaombe ruhusa ya signature, na nikaenda nikaomba. Now, do you see the difference? Do you see the difference that I've made from January to now? I've made more than 10 million out of my 10 million. Do you know if I left my 50,000 to keep on coming, it will need 30 years for me to get back my 10 million. Tuko pamoja? You know why I'm doing this? Because I want to coach you the benefits as a human being of thinking outside the box. Sio tu kujua percentage ya forex trade. I want to tell you reality, real things which I'm doing, which we are doing. My own sister alichukua 5 million kutoka kwa bank. Because ananiambia my brother, I trust you so much. Hata ukiniingiza kwa shimo tunaingia na wewe, sikuachi. Na nikamwambia hapa sio kwa shimo my sister. Kuja. Na akaingia, akaenda kwa bank because alikuwa anafanya huko. Akapewa 5 million. Na alipoleta akaambiwa na benki awe analipa 250,000 every month. Lakini na yeye Novatech anapewa over 700,000 every month. Si hapo kuna pesa ya wenyewe anatengeneza 400,000. Unajua hiyo ni ya nani? Maskini. Because mtu ambaye ana entertain fear, FEAR, huyo ni maskini. Na kazi yake ni kupeleka pesa kwa bank. Equity. Anasema mimi I will trust equity. I will trust equity. Na people who know how to make money, they go to equity, give me 5 million. End of the month, 700,000 in forex. And equity wanataka nini? 250. But what she did was, in 6 months, she cleared the loan and owned the money. How many people can make money that way? You must be fearless. And the people who will control the world are the fearless guys. Are we together? Si wewe you are 20,000 iko kwa bank. Na tunasema wewe ni mwanamke strong ama mwanaume. Waje ikaa hapo, tutaichukua. Tutaichukua. And the next thing, utaona tukiendesha gari zingine nzito, majina hata unashindwa kutamka. Na ukipanda lazima utumie stool. Alafu because pesa yako yote imekaa kwa bank, wewe unaenda unanunua note. Kale kanaitwa note, ni kanisa. Na damio. Unajua siku nyingi hapa kwa switch nimeona. Ile pesa nyingine iko kwa bank na ndio tunamechukua na sisi tukanunua V8. Na sio moja, tuko na kama 3 different colors because inategemea leo umevaa nguo ina gani inaenda na hiyo. Tuko pamoja? Now, guys, when we decided to do this, as we contributed money so that it can be traded upon by who? We have professional traders who are interviewed in your presence. If you so wish, the company will allow you to participate when they are interviewing our traders. And our professional traders currently stand at 40. And they are from across the world. And they are from different countries. We do not trade from one place. Tuko pamoja? We do not trade from one place. We have people seated wengine Kisumu, wengine Japan, wengine South Africa, wengine wako different places, and that is how our traders work. Then they are assisted by artificial intelligence, and that is what you call robots. The traders don't work on their own. They normally work assisted by artificial intelligence. The company then tells us any amount of money you place in, assuming it's 10 million, the company will work on it and they give you roughly every week 4% weekly. But I want to tell you one thing, it will never be 100% 4%. It could be plus or minus 3 to 4%. 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, we had 4.03. And there's a day when the market forces were very negative, when America faced inflation, because they were forced to pay their suppliers. Their suppliers demanded to be paid immediately. And that forced the government to get to the reserve bank, what you call the Federal Reserve, and they tell them that we need to clear these debts of our suppliers. And how do you do that? By printing money. And when you print notes, what do you create? Inflation. And that one affected all the trades in the world. And we got to the point of 0.65. Was it 0.67 or 0.65? Yeah, something like that. That was the lowest we ever got in Novatech. But what am I telling you? Because when you are doing a real trade, you can't tell us you're getting constantly 4%. Then you are cheating. But when the market forces are very bad, you definitely go down. And that is how we do. We are affected like every other person, but we come back immediate, remain at 3 and 4. 3 and 4. In fact, I need you to look at our performance from the beginning, day 1 to date, and we look at it together. Having said that, Novatech has got so deep liquidity pool such that we do not trade on up to 10%. The company trades only on 2 to 3% of every trader's capital. What does this tell you? That Novatech has got a lot of your money idle, and if you want to ask for it, the company tells you, please, I show you the button to click. Kama umeleta mtu na amekusumbua, anasema mimi naona nasikia watu wengine wakiniambia at Novatech is also like a scam like others. Show him the button. There's a button. What does it say? Request for withdrawal. Take your money and go. Tell him you should not start telling us ati I fear. Take your money and go. Ati mtu anakuambia unajua nimeweka 2 million na inaweza potea. Tafadhali chukua kabla haijapotea. I show you the button. Keep all those things ready because we are going to the accounts now. We want to look at the accounts directly. So when the company is trading on 2 to 3%, it is telling you that your money is still available for you. If you want to ask for withdrawing of your entire money, ask for it and get it. Si kuna wengi wametoa hapa. Kuna watu kwa timu yako wametoa. Si kila siku tunapata watu waki withdraw. Silaina si withdraw. Siwaambie. Yeye alitoa. Alikuwa mtu wa kwanza. In fact, Linus was the one ligi. Lakini alirudi. Now, having said that, I just wanted to make sure you understand that. Let me show you the secret on how to create money then. If you are putting 100,000, weekly you will get about 4,000, and monthly you'll get about 16,000, isn't it? If you are putting 1 million, you'll get 40,000 weekly and 160,000 monthly. If you are putting 10 million, you are getting 400K weekly and 1.6 million monthly. Isn't this good money? Tuko pamoja? Na uko na plots zimejaa hapa kwa barabara. Kazi yako ni kuambia watu uko na plots. Do you know the biggest problem we have in Africa and Kenya? Utapata wazee wengine wako na plots hapa. Otoglo, hiyo area. Yenda Maseno. Na anakuambia pande hii 3 ni zangu, pande 4 ni zangu. Alafu kimwangalia jacket imetoboka. He doesn't even know how to dress. What is the essence of living? Is to live well. I mean, why should you live borrowed life? Ama mtu anangojea mpaka ako 70 years and then uje uambiwe ya kwamba do you know you were meant to be living like a tycoon but you have been living somebody else's life. Hey, utaamka useme guy, why did you tell me long time? How did you allow me to live this kind of poor life? It is now the time I'm telling you, your 70 years is now. The lifestyle you have been living before now, if you want to change who you are, listen to what we are saying today. Guys, having indicated this is the amount of money you make on what is called ROI. ROI means what? Return on investment. Okay, look at it. Return on, and this is what you are doing without you, your money working for you. Are we together? This is, even wakati umelala, Friday utalipwa. So, but for those of us who want to live extraordinarily, invite your brother. Because you are making, out of 10 million, you are making 400,000. Do you know my sister alikuwa ananiuliza? The other day we were in Mombasa. My brother, kama hatungejua Novatech, where would I be? Nikamuuliza kwa nini? Akaniambia kazi yangu ni kukaa kwa nyumba, alafu naenda kanisa in the evening, kwa hiyo ni mkabale. Naenda huko maombi na nikirudi Friday ikifika naangalia over 200,000. Last week alipata over 300,000. Alipigia simu akaniuliza, brother, do you mean there are people who make more money than this? Me, hata amewacha kufanya construction. Alikuwa anafanyia 001 ile ya Mombasa, inaitwa nini, county ya Mombasa. Sasa amewacha because hapo unafanya kazi, unangoja 6 months hujalipwa, na ukilipwa kuna watu wanataka watengeneze knees, inaitwa kugrease knees. Kuna watu wanataka pesa yako na hata hawakusaidia. Na wanakuambia kama unataka hiyo cheki itoke. You must grease our knees kabla cheki haijatoka. Unaenda uombe pesa kutoka kwa watu wengine, utuletee. Na cheki haijatoka, na inaweza kutoka. Utawapeleka wapi? Kuna pahali utakaa ukiangalia vizuri tu. Now, having said that, if you come and that is you, please, hapa ni pesa. Kama uko mbali na uelewi vizuri, kuja mbele, kuna viti. Because I now want to touch money, like money. If you are lucky to invite your brother and your sister and then your mother, na wote wawe wameelewa na umewaelezea, waende wauze manyumba zao, na wengine wauze magari. Bwana, unaendesha gari nyingi na una pesa. Wengine wanaendeshanga magari zingine wanaacha kwa nyumba, wanaangalia gauge ya mafuta. Hayo wanasema hiyo hapana. Leta namba 3. Na kuna watu wanaenda namba 3 na gari kwa nyumba. Don't worry, kama ushawahi fanya hivyo utakuja fanya hivyo tena. Now, wakuja na 10 million, wakuja na 10 million, wakuja na 10 million. Don't mind when I talk of big money. You should be happy because you are seated with somebody who talks big money. Na hiyo itaingia kwa kichwa chako na ndio utaanza kuongea. Kwa hivyo usiseme kwamba huyu mtu anaongea pesa gani. If I talk small money, you also make small money. So better talk big money. Now, the company has got 7 ways. Nitaenda hapo sahi. Prepare the compensation plan. The company has got 7 ways of paying you, but I want to tell you 2. Hizo zingine tunaziona pale kwa huko. Hii unapewa kitu inaitwa direct commissions, na hiyo ni 5%. $5,000, $5,000, $5,000. Inaitwa direct commission, na hiyo ni 5% of whatever. So 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. This is in Kenya shillings. 600,000, 600,000, 600,000. That is 1.6 million. Already, wewe ulikuja kama mimi, vile nilikuja na $500. Alafu unapewa hii. Unapewa 1.6 million na wewe ulikuja na 60,000. Si already akili yako imeanza kupanuka? Ndio. Umeanza kuwa tajiri. Vile utafanya immediately ni ku-upgrade account yako, sio? Yes. But the company tells you, kama hapa mtu umesema jina anaitwa nani? Gabriel. Yeah? Gabriel. Oh, Gabriel. Yes. Like that? Yes. Okay. Uwe umeleta Gabriel hapa. Na Gabriel naye aone pesa because ni amekuja na 10 million na alipwe 400,000 end of the week. Na another one 400,000. Aangalia aseme, my God, I wish I knew this. I wish I knew this long time. Kwa hivyo na yeye aende alete ndugu yake mwingine engineer, na mwingine alete huyo wake alete mwingine. Now the company tells you when these people bring one another, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Na hawa watu wajui. Yule mtu unajua ni huyu. Na huyu alikuja akaelewa, akaleta pesa zake, akatengeneza, akaleta huyu. Naye huyu akaona, akaleta, na huyu akaona. Everything you are paid inaitwa check matching. What is the return on investment for every one of these? 400,000, 400,000, 400,000. Now, when these people are paid their return on investment every Friday, on Saturday, the company pays you a certain percentage of all the ROIs up to date. Na hii pesa nikwambie leo, because I know you are starting now, it can be huge amount of money. And for the sake of it, we are going to look at it one-on-one. We will look at it one-on-one. I want us to start now. Toy. Okay, let's look at the payment 7 different ways of payment. Kimbia to the 7 ways of payment. Please open your eyes and open your mind's eye, because hapa ni kiondo. Ngoja, hebu rudi hapo. Rudi hapo tuone how the directors. Guys, if you have the other video, we will look at it after some time. Huyu ndiye alinitafuta nikiwa Kongo. Na huyu ni bwana yake. Nitakuonyesha tukiwa Jeff, wapi ile video tuliona jana? Hiyo picha. Umeweka? Correct. Okay, huyu tulikuwa naenda kuonyesha wapi? Na huyu tumekaa naye sana. So before Novatech was started, we used to be together. Just get to that video. Hiyo ya Dubai. Tukiwa kwa Sand Dunes. Ulikuwa hujaweka?
Ndio umetuma sahihi.
Okay, go to the 7 ways, and meanwhile be doing the other. Just stop there. Just stop there. Just go back. Just go back. Back again. There. Please, if you are seated here for the first time, or you are seated here for the 20th time, I want you to know how to talk to your people. Kuna mtu anaongea pale. Tafadhali tunaomba. Kuna watu walikuja hapa kujua how to make money. In Novatech, we do not have contracts. In those other companies, anytime you have started them, they always give you 6 months contract, 1 year contract, 7 year if they go there. But I know 1 year contract. When the period is over, before you start, they close. We do not have contracts. Number 2, you can access your capital. Number 3, you can withdraw any amount of money. Get moving. Get moving. The 7 ways of earning. Umepita. Hapa. Please, if you're here for the first time, hata kabla hujatumiwa the PDF, you can take a picture of this. The direct referral bonus, ile nimesema, unalipwa 5%, and if you somebody amekuja na 10 million, unalipwa $5,000. Ndio hiyo ya kwanza. Na hizo zingine zote, but pesa iko hapa. Na hizo zingine zote, like kuna pesa unakatwa $25 every month, because the company must pay the professional traders, and number 2, the robots. When the company is paying, they will deduct you some $25, but that $25 becomes an income to you, because everybody below you ambaye anakatwa 25, a certain percentage of 25 comes to you because ni wewe ulimleta. So it ends up being much more than the 25. Tuko pamoja? Yes. Number 3, hii kitu inaitwa rank achievement. Wakati umeenda rank moja kwenda ingine, hapa kuna watu wengi wamepewa ranks. Wakati umetoka rank moja kwenda ingine, then unapewa uondo, pesa kama pesa. Si unaona hii ni 10 million? Si ni kweli? Na tungine tudogo. Si uko umecapture ile yangu kwa WhatsApp. Iko hapo?
Iko kwa simu yako.
Na si uko nayo kwa? Si kwani na si uko na WhatsApp hapo?
No, here si hapo.
Kwani inachukua muda gani?
Just to take some few minutes.
Weka si ni less than 5 minutes.
Of course.
Na sasa? Si watu wanataka kuona. You know, it's testimony. You know, when you're talking of testimonies, you give. Otherwise, mtu kama hajaona, sasa zingine atakwambia watu wengi ni kama Thomas hapa, si ni kweli? Si kila mtu anataka kuona. Si mtu atakuuliza kwanza, hebu nionyeshe account yako wewe. Unaongea namna gani? Hebu nionyeshe account yako. Hebu fungua. Wewe umepewa ngapi? Nikwambie tu, je, wewe. Si watu wanakuambia hivyo. Kama una utakwambia hawaja kuenjoy. Wewe wacha kuenjoy. Sasa twende kwa toka hapo. Nenda kwa ile ilikuwa ya kwanza. No, nataka Dubai. Dubai. Ama bado niendelee? Right. Wakiendelea, please, let's get to one thing. Because we are going to see. We want to see the testimonies and we are going to see them. But meanwhile, as we wait, I want you guys to start smiling. Because the next topic I want to talk about is on how you will never be poor. In 2012, I met somebody who told me that Mbele, you can have better lifestyle than you're living now. I used to have gari moja ilikuwa red. Ilikuwa KQA 928 na ilikuwa ya sports. Ilikuwa imeniangusha mara nyingi. Lakini sikuitupa because sikuwa na pesa ya kununua nyingine. Hiyo gari ilikuwa inaonekana na mechanic every week and especially Friday lazima niende Kirinyaga Road nikanunue spares. Na nilikuwa nanunua carburetor kitu kingine tu because it had an issue and I had to check on a mechanic. Sasa mjamaa mmoja akaniambia, Mbele, hiyo class sio ya kushinda unaenda garage. Nikacheka. But then I was taken to a class and I was meant to understand nini mbaya projector. Hebu funge mwangaza na hiyo ingine. Hebu rudishe. Yeah. And then iko na sound. Okay, tuanze. Yes, let's see how we started Novatech. We were mining bitcoins and we were moving around the countries. This is Mbeya, Tanzania. We were in Mbeya, Tanzania. Then we came to Kenya for a big event. Came back to Kenya. Kindly stop at that. Yes. Yes. Hapa unajionea huyu ndio Cynthia Petrion. Huyu ndio CEO wa hii kampuni. Wale watu watatu tulikuwa tunaona pale. Nilikuwa nasema yule wa kwanza ndiye huyu, the reverend. But I don't go by religion much because religion ni yako. Unaweza kuwa pastor au mwizi. So I don't like talking much about religion. What matters is the inside of you, but not the title we know. I know she's good, but I don't like using it. Hapa tulikuwa Kenya, Nairobi Safari Club, tuendelee.
Routine about you is great.
And then I went back to Botswana.
You are great, yes, you are.
Down to Pretoria in South Africa.
Walked upon the sea, wasted
Pretoria. All these guys are millionaires now. Then, simamisha hapo. This is Cynthia Petrion. Tukiwa Nigeria, Lagos. Tulikuwa Lagos hapa. Tuendelee.
Everything routine about you is great.
My brothers, my sisters, for those of us who are going to be with us for a year, 2 years, I can tell you we will all be flying over the world. Hapa ni what you call Table Mountains in South Africa. This is Cape Town, Table Mountains. Wazungu ndio huenda huko, lakini sisi tunaenda. Because what matters is your mind, not the color of your skin. Hapa ni mimi nikiwa huko.
You are great. You are great. You are great. You are great.
Huku kunaitwa Joba. I was talking to a big congregation.
You are great.
Malawi.
Say you are great. You are great. Everything.
Malawi. Kuna picha nilikuwa nimepeana jana. Ile ya tukiroll kwa mchanga huko Dubai. Yeah, hakikisha umeweka hapo. Endelea. Hapa ni Ethiopia. Our brothers.
You are great.
Wanatumia beer hao.
You are great. You are great. Oh, you are great. You are. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Harare.
You are great. You are. Worship you today.
A town called Bweru. And then Bulawayo. Bulawayo. Then Victoria Falls, Simamisha, one of the wonders, 7 wonders of the world. Why should we allow the whites to go there alone? Tutaenda zote. And I can tell you for sure, if you get determined from today, we're gonna be there together. I can tell you for sure. Here, tuendelee. Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. I came back to Machakos, I was talking to principals of secondary schools. Then I came to Kakamega. You can see your brothers here if you know them. Then back to Ethiopia. Malawi, this is the airport. Malawi airport, Lilongwe. Then we took a road to Lake Malawi. Lake Malawi. A town called Muzuzu. Then Blantyre, the second largest city in Malawi. Blantyre. Then we took off to Dubai. China. Beijing. Then, Nasiboran, India, Chennai. Guys, I will tell you, if the pictures are still there, I will show you how when I was here, I was not meant to stop in Chennai. I was meant to stop to just connect a flight in Dubai. In China. No, in Chennai. I was coming from South India, a place called Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore. And I was just connecting at the airport of Chennai. But I was stopped by immigration officer. Moja, akaniambia my visa inakaa kama iliwekwa stamp mbaya when I was in North India, Jaipur. And they wanted to call them to confirm that. And I told them not to do it in the night because I told them that there is something nature wanted me to see. And my instinct told me that there is something very great, and that's why you are stopping me here. And I stopped here. And when I stopped here, the following day, I was taken by tourist funds to one of the destinations, and that was none other than the church which was constructed by the last disciple of Jesus, and that is the Doubting Thomas. The Doubting Thomas. And I wish you can have the pictures there on the Doubting Thomas, because we'll want to see the tomb where he was buried, and then you will see the church itself. Before that gentleman died, he took a spear and they placed it in between the ocean, which is just here. You see where I am right now? This is the ocean, and the church is just nearby. In fact, by end of this house, that is where the church is. And he indicated that the waters of this ocean will never interfere with the compound of our church. And in 2004, you can check on Google. In 2004, there was the worst tsunami ever in the world, and the waters went up 100 feet. The waters never touched the church, but it took away, carried 243,000 Indians to the ocean. But when it came to the church, it constructed itself into walls of water around the church, and nobody in the church was affected. Up to today, even today when waters rise, when you get in there, the first person you find is signature, Obama, Barack Obama. Watu kama kina Paul, watu kama how the people you talk about in the world have been there to go and witness the last disciple of Jesus and the powers of the divine power. You can never change what your Creator says. Assuming you are there and you are among the children of Israel when they were crossing the Red Sea. And then you are just about to finish crossing, and the army of 6,000 soldiers have been sent by who? By Pharaoh to come and get these people back. And the army soldiers have already started walking into the Red Sea because it's maji iko pande hii na ingine iko pande hii. Na wametembea na nyinyi mnamaliza. Si mnajua mtashikwa. Na wakati mtu wa mwisho amefuka, maji inarudi. You don't understand how it comes back. That is exactly how that church behaves today. Because the powers of divine, you can never question them. Are we together? And that is exactly what tells you that when God says yes, nobody can say no. And I want to give you one good example. You remember David? Si alikuwa analisha kondoo. Wakati alikuja nyumbani akaambiwa na babake, pelekea your brothers chakula, sio? Alipoenda akapata Goliath akitukana watu. And the power of divine in himself ikamwambia kwamba maliza huyu mtu. Na alikuwa na nini? Brothers zake wakamuuliza, wewe ni mchezo gani? Umeshindwa kulisha ng'ombe? Kondoo. Sasa nini unafanya hapa na ati, ha? Akasema, I'm going to prove you wrong. And he went ahead and did what? It was in him, the powers which fought. It's the powers which makes the walls of water protect a church. And that is the same reason why you came here to listen to what I'm saying to you today. So that you can become the first millionaire in your family.
Amen.
Unasikianga watu wengine wakikwambia, ai na huko kwenu kweli hakuna pesa. You are going to prove them wrong. Because once it is in your mind, nobody can take it away. Once it is in your mind, nobody can take it away. Carry on. Hilo, Philippines. Now, simama hapo. Did you see the second guy among the founders of Novatech? The second guy was who? Eddie Pedian. Ndiye huyu. Ndiye huyo unaona hapo. Tulikuwa bado Novatech haijaanza. Ilikuwa bado. Songa mbele. And I hope you know it's me na niko na yeye. Then hapa. Sasa huyu ndiye Cindy Petia. Tukiwa pamoja wapi? And this was my first lady to join my business in South Africa. Ukimwona vile alikuwa nikipatana na yeye mara ya kwanza, huwezi mjua na unaona hapa millionaire. If you listen to the few things I'm telling you today, your life will never be the same again. Now from today, never do anything like you are competing with other people. People die poor because of competition. What you do is only beneficial to you, and you are very different from every other person in the world. You are a person who is very different from any other person, and never compete. Usije ukasema ati mbele already anapata millions. Nitafika huko. Why should you fika huko? You have your life to live. So start where you can and build your life as per your dream, and your dream will come to pass. Watu wengi ni maskini because of comparing themselves, then they lose hope because they are comparing themselves. Yeah, let's see now. Wacha hiyo. No, toka hapo. Hebu tuonyeshe ile nyingine ya
Sijaload. So I cannot load the glory button.
kwani una WhatsApp.
Hii hapa yenye iko kwa hii machine, it is not loading up.
Oh, well, yeah, ina
There's
take
a
time.
problem with this machine.
Yeah, ina take time. I know. Okay, fine guys. Let's go to testimony now. Let's go to the account so that we can look at the testimony before I finish. Okay, let's first look at this, please. Okay, guys, I want you to look at this one thing. Every one of you who is coming to Novatech today, if you put in your money and compounding is kurudisha every Friday, na Monday ina trade as big amount. Unarudisha tena, inakuja big amount. I want us to start with something very small, which every one of us can afford. Hata huyu kijana mdogo atakuwa naye. Na hiyo tutasema, nataka tuiweke for 10 years. Americans will do that, and they see the kind of money we are going to get. Go by 120. That's $1. 120 shillings. Si kila mtu atapata hiyo. Mkubwa wangu hapo nyuma, si unapata? Na kila mtu, even Elvin there. Now, kindly go to a period of 10 years. That is 520 weeks. We count everything in weeks in Forex. Why? Because we are paid weekly. So 520 weeks, then let's go by 3.5%. Let's go by 3.5%. Please, I want you to open your eyes and tell me the reason why you have been thinking that you can be rich. Then let's check, calculate. And this one is on Google. If you want, look for Forex calculator, compounding calculator on Google. You will find it there. Sio ya mtu. Let me work on it with you. Just a minute. Where is that pointer? Kindly inafanya. Is it there?
Yeah.
Hebu chukua uyamshe. Okay, meanwhile, this is your 120 first week when you are starting. And it is traded and you get 4.2, then you return it back on the second week. It contributes much more, then you return it back. And as you return it back, it comes and it gives you this, then you return it back again. And now, this is how you do it up to 520th week. 500. I want us to look at what you can get out of very small amount of money. Do it for your son. And use your grandmother's name. Because your son, if he's not 18, he cannot be allowed to register. Because this is a business for grown-ups. 520 weeks. This is the amount of money you'll take home. Read it for us, young lady. Huh? No, okay. No, huh? How much?
7 billion.
Huh? Huh? Nani atasoma? Nani inua mkono? Yes.
It is 7 million. 49 million. No,
Kaa chini, kaa chini. Kaa chini. Utere hapo umekosa. Nani mwingine? Wafula.
7 billion. 49 million.
Thank you, that's enough. 7 billion. I just wanted 7 billion. Billion. Please. Do you know with 7 billion unaweza tetemesha Kisumu? In fact, 7 billion. Benki itafungwa yote. Benki itafungwa. But because tunatumia cryptocurrency, your money will be in Bitcoin. Kwa hivyo hakuna mtu atajua hata kama uko na pesa. And you know, even when you walk, nobody knows unless you want to tell them. Na nani atajua? Who knows what I have? Is it right?
Yeah.
Because it is in Bitcoin and you don't, nobody can see it. Si umeona ni pesa ngapi? Okay, let's go for something less. Let's go for 50,000 with a period of only 5 years. Tuone kama mtoto wako akimaliza form 4 utampeleka University Canada. 5 years. 260 weeks. Na watu wengine wanasema hakuna pesa Kenya. Si ni kwako kwa akili tu. Ni kwa akili yako hakuna pesa. There's a lot of money here. Now, you start with 50,000 week 1 and then you make this first week. You return that there. And then you make this week 2. You return it there. You make this week 3. You return it there. Let's go to 260, the last week. Americans will do this. Lakini Mwafrika akiona 2 million anakimbilia gari. 260 weeks. There, the 260th week. This is what you make. How much is this? Tusome young lady. How much is it?
383 million.
Thank you. That's enough. Nikuulize, with that kind of money, how many houses do you think unaweza kununua milimani? Si utahamisha wapi? Si ni kuhamisha? Alafu nunue gari kidogo, siwe zinafuatana kama za kama. Ni kweli? Na hakuna mtu atajua unatoa pesa wapi. Why? Because it is not seen in the bank. Where is it? It is in cryptocurrency. It's in your wallet. Nani atajua? Na mimi mnaambiwa, may I tell you, among the traders in Kenya, wale wanajulikana, wale wanatengeneza more than 100 million a day, ndio wengi. In fact, hao nimesema wote, hakuna mmoja anapata chini ya 100 million a day. Lakini do you think they say no? Why? Because they want you to remain poor and they remain rich. Kwanza wakilipata nikiongea sana na sauti vile naongea. Sio nitapelekwa nyumba gani, lakini naye hawataniona. You know why? The powers that be, my faith is so high. Watakuja hapa wakifika huko washindwe niko wapi, hawataniona. And I'm telling you that is the faith you are supposed to have. Nobody will ever take you anywhere because your faith fights for you. Are we together?
Yes.
And that is why we are spreading this word. Whether they like it or not, we are in every town of Kenya. And we are doing it. I wish ungeona jana vile tulikuwa Kericho. Mliona? Jana Kericho ilikuwa kama And then the day before yesterday tulikuwa Nakuru. Watu walikuja na tuli only advertise for 2 days. Nakuru, my brother can say because I was with him. James. Do you know Nakuru? Watu walikuwa wanasimama nje. Yeah. Kisumu kwa wachache because you didn't know. But now that you are knowing, next time you are going to have an event, you will have, kila mmoja wenu mtakuwa na watu 5 ama 10 umeleta. Waje kusikiza. Ili tumalize umaskini. Tumechoka na umaskini. Let's go to an account now. You have seen how to multiply money. It's called the power of compounding interest. It's the 8th wonder of the world. By who? Albert Einstein. Just go into books. Now, usiende kusoma biology, soma money. You read money.
Connect with your phone.
Let's go to Archos now. Open your eyes so that you can see. Okay, nenda utaiona sasa. Galaxy S10 Plus. Galaxy S10 Plus. Imekuja? Or Android, whichever way. I think on that computer is Android. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.